Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives? Hello and welcome to another episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives? I am your host, Olivia Willis, and today I have a dear friend, Emily Dreier. Am I saying your last name right?
You are. Good job. Three
That's
vowels in
the
a
crazy
row.
thing about making friends as an adult. It's like, wait, I didn't hear a teacher say your name 100 times.
Dreier. I've got lots of silent letters in all my names,
I
so
love
that's
that.
fun for everyone.
Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and
I'm
talking to
so
me about Days
excited.
of Our Lives. I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask again. Do you have any background or experience watching Days of Our Lives or soap operas in general?
0% Days of Our Lives. I feel like I have heard the name, and then I've mostly heard it about you talking about it. I for soaps in general, I thought that I was like, oh yeah, I've watched soaps, and then I was like looking it up beforehand. I was like, oh, what soaps have I seen as like growing up? And I like realized that everything that I had thought was a soap was like either a procedural or like I looked at the definition because I have anxiety and I needed to make sure I didn't look dumb. So everything is like a procedural or like a sitcom or I watched like Game Show Network growing up. Yeah, long running
Oh,
sitcoms. So or
nice.
like a Magnum PI, Murder She Wrote, like more like yeah, those are the vibes I grew up with. So like I don't
Oh,
think I've
I
actually
love.
been a soap girly growing up,
I
but
love Murder She Wrote, though. I feel like that's like
hmm
in the same vein as The Days of Our
yeah,
Lives almost.
Matlock too. Those were like on the TV all the time, and MASH. That was another one that I watched growing
Ooh,
up a ton. But I don't
nice.
really think those are soaps. Those are just funny.
That's so funny. Yeah, and that's I've been talking to people about this a lot that it's like soapy and like something being like a soap opera is
Hmm
like a definition in culture and in our
Yeah,
society. And
yeah.
people are like, I just know what it is, but I don't actually pay
Yeah,
attention to
exactly.
it.
I like didn't actually went to go think. I was like, I don't actually know what the definition of a soap is. And it was saying it was more like melancholy, like more like drama and less funny. And then it was like the
Sure.
same cast of characters over a long running show.
And then
So
I think it's hilarious because I'm like, look, Days of Our Lives is giving us capital C comedy, in my opinion. It is giving us
yes, in an
camp and
ironic kind of
comedy.
way. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yeah, I laughed a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like slack jaw, like just like, is this happening for a lot of this episode? So
Sometimes
comedy
when
gold.
I'm talking about it, I'm like, the only thing I can say is like, they put this on
Hmm
TV. Like,
They thought this was good enough to air. They did, and they did, and they aired it. They did.
and I think it's good enough to watch.
Here we are talking
It's
about it.
amazing. And I've watched it for so long and talked about it so much that people were like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, I
Okay,
will.
say less.
I
Say
might as
less.
well. I might as well. Okay, so Days of Our Lives is like one of my comfort TV show watch it. Like if I just need to turn my brain off and turn on the TV, I have a backlog of thousands of Days of Our Lives episodes since they release 5 episodes a week. So I
Crazy,
turn that on.
crazy.
Like what, if any, comfort TV do you have? Or do you do comfort
Um,
watches?
I do. I like bounce around a ton of like I love Grays. I've watched that through a
Nice.
bunch. Just kind of like I don't have to think about it.
Talk about a soap that's not technically a soap.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it was in some lists of soaps and not others. I was like, I don't know if that one counts. But yeah, I've watched a lot of Grays. I will not disclose how many times I've watched One Tree Hill through. That's embarrassing. It's just like I don't have to think about it. I just know who's gonna break up
Yes.
with who at what's part of the season and everything. So that's an easy one. And then I
Yes.
think one weird like niche one that's like not really a comforting show because it's like about like crime is White Collar. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've never
And
seen it, but I've heard of it.
I don't know if the show is comforting or just like Matt Bomer's jawline is comforting to me. So
There
I
you
like
go.
watching that one
That's
a
how
lot.
I know it.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I've died inside a little as a kid when I found out he was gay. I
Oh
was
my
really
gosh.
sad. Really sad.
You're like, what do you mean I
Why
can't
am I even
have
watching
him?
this? Yeah.
What? What's even the point then?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my God, that's so funny. Well, I feel like maybe we should just go ahead and jump into
Yeah, let's do
this
it. I will
recap.
apologize in advance for how I have identified these people in my notes because those names came at me like a fire hose and I could not keep up. One of the girls is in there as Mole Girl, the girl who makes mole. I still don't know what her name is. So
Yes.
like I will be catching up as we go.
One of my favorite things is hearing how people like identify
Mhm.
the people whose names they miss.
The first 2 minutes, like the intro part, I literally paused it and went back to the beginning to count. And there was, I think, six physical people on screen and like seven other references to names and the reference to a dead body. And I was like, we haven't even gotten to the intro yet.
I'm
Like this is just the
overwhelmed.
first 2 minutes. I'm like taking furious notes. Yeah. So we'll have to piece it together
I
for
can't
me.
wait. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. So today we are recapping Days of Our Lives season 60, episode 84, which aired on Thursday, December 19th,
So many
2024.
episodes.
And I texted Emily, I said, this is on the early end of season 60. Like every episode has like 250, or every season has like 250
So
episodes.
nuts.
It's
So
insane.
nuts.
First scene, we have a Yamaha keyboard rendition of Deck the Halls. It is Christmas in Salem. Yes, Salem is the name of the town that this show takes place in, but
You know which Salem? Okay, yes.
it's not witchy Salem, even though a lot of spooky stuff does happen here.
Yes.
It's the famous Salem, Illinois.
That's a place?
It is a real town, but
Huh.
like it's not famous for anything. It's
Hey,
a
that
suburb
really
of
sets the
Chicago.
context in a better way
Right.
for
It's
me.
like we're in Salem, not that Salem. I'm like, oh
Hmm.
my God, just make it Salem, Massachusetts.
It's so much easier. Or name a different town that we know the name of,
Yeah,
not pick a
yeah.
random one.
Or yeah, name it like Middleburg or something generic. Don't make it like a very recognizable
Yes.
historical place. So yeah, we have the Christmas background music. We're at Tate Black's apartment. Cool teens, Holly Jonas and Tate Black are hanging out, and Holly is anxiously pacing because their grade for their group project was supposed to be posted by 5 p.m. And again, this is one of my moments where I'm like, this is on TV.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a plot on a TV show is will the grade be posted on time?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Holly insists that Tate refresh the page and the grade is up. They got an A.
We get a well from Tate. He goes, well. Grades are up.
And yeah,
Yeah.
they find out they got an A. They throw their arms around each other and passionately kiss, which I'm like, I loved school. This was never my response when I
Classic
got an
response
A.
to an A is a quick makeout session in front of the
Yeah,
Christmas tree.
in front of the Christmas tree.
Hmm.
So that's the first. That's how we're kicking off this episode.
Hmm. Mid-sentence too, like they just drop us in there.
Yeah,
There's no like music. It's just like
we're
boom,
doing it.
we're here.
Grades. The grade
Yep.
needs to be posted. Meanwhile, recently widowed Julie, gray-haired lady at
Aunt
home.
Julie, yes, I got her name.
Yeah, Julie, her husband Doug recently passed away. She's sitting at home. She's clearly unsettled when a nondescript white man wanders in. This particular nondescript white man
A
is
lot of
JJ
them.
Devereaux. In this episode in particular, I was just like,
Penny.
guys, you can't all be in one episode, in the same episode at one time. Like, it's
Hmm.
too much. The one I'm currently referring to is JJ Devereaux. He's like a distant cousin of Julie's at some point, but
Hmm.
he's like
Hmm.
a guy in his 20s, leather jacket. He's okay, he's technically a detective, but I don't get cop vibes from him at all.
I couldn't really suss him out when he first came in, like what his vibe was going to be, what his character
Yeah, I get like
was.
coffee shop guitar player
Guitar
vibes from
player.
him.
Yeah. He pulls it out in a bonfire like nobody's
Exactly.
business. Yes.
Exactly. But so JJ comes into Julie's place and Julie sees him and goes, JJ, darling, I don't know whether to hug you or give you a spanking.
That is literally all caps spanking in my nose. Okay, Aunt Julie.
What a way to greet someone.
Yeah.
Also, just
His
like,
response to it is just kind of like looked at her like, spanking?
yeah,
That
he's
one.
like,
Pick that one.
huh?
Huh? Yeah.
So, yeah, JJ thinks Julie's upset because he missed her husband Doug's memorial to go to Vancouver on this off the books investigation into the whereabouts of his dead sister Abigail's body. So, like, that's
That's
what
the dead body that comes up in the first 2 minutes. So I
that's
was
the
like,
dead body in question.
yes,
Who?
scribbling notes. Who's this?
So, yeah, JJ's sister died. They found out from her killer that her body wasn't actually like in the grave where they buried her, dot, 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 question mark.
Oh, right.
So they're,
Okay, so is he an actual detective or is he like a schooler and
So
sister that's like, or brother that's trying to find a
he
sister.
used to be a real, like, worked for the Salem PD detective, and he's
Okay.
like getting ready to work for them again, but this
Okay.
was an off the books mission.
Okay. But he does
Yeah.
have some experience as a detective, so he has the right to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, JJ thinks that Julie's mad because he missed the memorial, but actually Julie's upset because he went on this investigation with that nightmare, Gabby Hernandez. This is Mole Lady.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, it's all coming together.
Yes. So
I,
they do this handy dandy thing where most of the time they'll like finish a scene talking about someone and then they will show them in the next
yes.
scene. It's
Okay, this makes way more sense. Okay, because she also had the picture on his phone,
of
foreshadowing
him.
JJ. Got it, got it, got it. I'm here. I'm back with you.
Emily
Thank
is
you.
connecting all the
All the
dots with
dots.
red string.
A lot of dots.
So Gabby Hernandez, she's at home. She's making mole. She's
Mole girl.
really loving the smell of her own cooking.
Mm.
Her cousin, Javi, who's living with her, comes in.
Okay, cousin. Thank you. Because like she said
Yes.
something about her brother, and then later he called her prima, and I literally did not know what their relationship was. She
Yes,
said like
they
my brother can't make mole like this or something like that. And then I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
brother, and then later he said prima.
No, she has a different brother. And
Okay,
then yeah, Javi and Gabby are cousins, but Javi is living with Gabby.
got
And
it.
so I just love that Javi comes in. He's really excited to see Gabby, but he's just like, how was your trip? Did you find that dead girl's body or what?
Yeah. Like immediately straight into it. They're just sitting there. She has like the heaviest pour of red wine I've ever seen. And they're just sitting there talking about dead bodies over some mole and red wine, like
Yes,
casually, like
very
is so she's
casually.
not a detective. I was wondering
No,
if she was a
she's
detective
just
from
a
the beginning.
lady. She
Just a
runs a
girl.
fashion company. She's a
And went to
girly.
prison? Was she?
And went to prison multiple times. I was trying to
Okay.
remember what she went to prison for, and it was too many things to remember. I know she definitely killed someone in self-defense,
Mm.
but I can't
Hmm.
remember the most recent thing she went to prison for.
Okay. Hmm.
Maybe it'll come to me.
Okay.
So yeah, Javi just minces no words. Did you find that dead girl's body or what? Cut to the dead girl in question's grave. We see the headstone of Abigail Johanna Devereaux Demera. Could you have more names?
A lot of names.
Her husband, Chad, who I always say looks like he could be in a community theater production of Grease. I love him, but like that is his
Hmm.
vibe. Chad is sitting in the snow dusted graveyard talking to Abigail, saying he wishes he could have brought her body home, but hopefully she finds some peace. And then he hears a rustling in the bushes, and for some reason his response is, Abby? And I'm like,
Abby?
why would you think she's in the bushes?
I literally thought this was JJ at the beginning of this scene, and I was
Oh,
like,
oh, oh.
wait, brother or husband? Like this
Yeah.
whole show, we should play it as like siblings are dating. Like instead
Yes.
of a drinking game, like you could watch every scene and be like, are they related or are they fucking?
Yes. But this is one of my huge things about this show is that
Yeah,
it's a small town.
yeah,
There's a limited pool of like who can fuck
yeah,
who
yeah,
because so many
yeah,
people are related.
yeah. I was like every time
They always
wondering,
do this thing where it's like people are meeting each other and then they're like, "Oh, I'm so and so Horton. My dad was married to your mom." Like they do
yeah,
a
they give us
quick
the family tree
tree.
to make sure we know who they are and if it's safe. Are we
Exactly.
good? Yeah.
That's so funny. That is actually a really good, we should do a special siblings or dating episode of So Are
Hmm.
the Days of Our Lives.
Hmm.
But yeah, so Chad hears the rustling. He goes, Abby, as if she's actually alive in the bushes. And that takes us right into sweeping orchestral, like sands through the hourglass. So are the
Beautiful.
days of our lives.
I didn't realize that your podcast name was like the titular test for the I didn't know where the so are the part comes
Oh,
from. And then
yeah,
I heard the
yeah.
intro, I was like, that's the name of
That's
the
what it
podcast. I
is.
know this one. I know this.
I know it. Back at Tate's, Holly and Tate are still making out over their A, but Holly pulls back. Oh no, she has to go. The shops all close at 7 and she still has so much Christmas shopping to do.
That gave me so much anxiety. I was like,
Yes.
girl, don't save it for like 2 days before or whatever. I don't know where we are in the timeline, but
But also
that
I'm
made me
like,
stressed.
the shops all close at 7 is like
This is
Dickensian to
Illinois.
me. What's happening? Why do they all close at 7? Why do
It's
they all close at
Illinois.
the
Everyone
same
goes to
time?
bed.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to do.
Yeah, you're right. It's a suburb of Chicago. It's a
Yes.
sleepy suburb of Chicago.
Sleepy. They go to bed at 8.
Tate assures Holly that he doesn't need anything for Christmas, and he's like kissing her. And he's like, except maybe a few more of these. I'm like, this is sick.
Blech.
This is disgusting. And then she goes, you can get all the kisses you want, mister. And I'm like,
Yeah.
mister? And
Mister's
immediately no.
yucky.
And
Mm-mm.
she says it all the time to him. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
so bad to me.
She also mentioned something about giving and receiving that I didn't really like that a lot. And she's like, I know it's better to give than receive, but also I'm expecting to receive. And
That's
was
it,
like,
yes.
get me a gift. It's a girl.
You're like, please say what you mean exactly, because I'm
Yeah.
taking it as innuendo, and that's not okay.
No, they are sitting there making out, so
Yeah, that's true.
understandable jump.
Oh, but yeah, so Holly doesn't want to get it twisted. She is getting him a real gift, and she also expects a separate birthday present and Christmas present because her birthday is on Christmas Eve, but she expects 2 separate presents. I'm like, okay, she's
communicating what she wants.
she
That's
says
good.
these
We
are my
encourage that.
expectations,
Yes.
and you can either meet them or not.
Yeah, yep, love that.
Tate assures her that both presents are already purchased. It's going to be the best Christmas ever because it's their first Christmas as boyfriend and girlfriend. Holly leaves, and Tate smiles contentedly as she goes.
A lot of the smiling as people walk out of
A
doors in this show.
lot of that. The tales of these scenes are long.
Yes, they are.
So now back with Gabby and Javi, we're going to get a little bit more of the like previously on exposition over their very full pre-dinner drinks. Long story short, Chad, the husband, JJ, the brother, Gabby, the random mole lady, and Kat, who we haven't met as of yet in this episode, but who will come up later. The 4 of them went on this off the books mission to track down Clyde Weston, who killed Abigail and who had been keeping Kat's mom hostage. So Kat got dragged into this because like this murderer Clyde made her pose as Abigail back from the dead.
There was a DNA swap or something.
Yes. So
Yes,
she shows
okay.
up and is like, I'm Abigail. I never died. I got extreme facial plastic surgery. So
Right.
you remember me. And also
They're just like, yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Checks
And then
out.
she's also like, so I have a new face, but I also have amnesia. So I don't remember any of you either. And they do a DNA test and it's like, it's her. It says conclusively
doesn't
it's
lie.
her.
Yeah.
So I guess we have DNA doesn't lie except for in Salem. That was Kat's whole thing. And she just recently has been like exposed as a fraud. She was being used as a pawn in all of the Clyde Weston drama. So Clyde had Kat's mom hostage. I still don't know why.
Just so that she like wouldn't get in trouble for the secret coming out that he did that, or
I don't
like,
know.
what
I'm
the-
sure there's a reason and it'll be revealed to me in like 6 months when I watch another episode, but I'm just sort of like
another 100 episodes.
Exactly,
You
you're
mean.
right. They were on this mission. They found Clyde. Chad's trying to get Clyde to tell him what he did with Abigail, the real Abigail's body. And Kat's mom walks in and shoots Clyde in the chest, and now Clyde's in a coma.
Why'd you do that?
Because so this is Javi's annoyed that Javi has a line where he's like, she couldn't even let him answer the question before she shot
You
it.
didn't let him finish. God, I love Javi.
I know, me too. Gabby explains that Kat's mom clearly wasn't in her right mind. She'd been held hostage by Clyde for who knows how long. And Gabby's like, I mean, I know from experience being held hostage only for less than an hour that she couldn't have been in her right mind. And Javi's like, wait, you didn't tell me you got held hostage. What are you talking about?
1 hour experience. She embellished her resume. She's like, I've been held hostage too.
For
too.
under 1 hour.
Less than sign 1 hour.
Exactly. Gabby explains that on this secret mission, Clyde caught Gabby and JJ snooping around his apartment and he held her at gunpoint. And I'm like, that does not, to me, count as a hostage situation.
Yeah.
I understand that you're being controlled, but like...
That's just being held at gunpoint.
That
You're
is-
not a hostage if it lasted an hour and then you left.
Correct. Well,
Yeah.
and I think by less than an hour, she means like momentarily I was held at gunpoint.
Which is technically less than an hour.
Yes,
So she's not wrong.
we're doing a lot of like, we're stretching the definition of less than an hour. We're
Yes.
stretching the definition of hostage situation.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not trying to negate her
No.
trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
In what I think is a very roundabout setup, Javi goes like, why wouldn't Clyde just point the gun at JJ? Why would he point the gun at you? And Gabby goes, well, Clyde knew JJ would never let anything bad happen to me that would put me in jeopardy. Like that's the reveal of like something's going on with JJ and Gabby. But I just love the question, like, why wouldn't he just point the gun at JJ? Like, what a
Yeah.
silly question to
What a silly
ask.
question. Also, at this point in watching it, I still thought JJ and Chad were the same person. So I'm like, wait, does she live? But they're talking about the wife that just died. I'm like, what is happening here? And then I realized they're two separate white men. So
There's too many white men in this
yeah,
episode.
there's a lot of them.
This is my
Yeah.
formal complaint that in this episode in particular, there's too many white men.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, Javi smirks knowingly to Gabby because this all just proves that JJ cares about Gabby just like Gabby cares about JJ. And so now we're doing like romance corner with them. Speaking of JJ, he's sitting with Julie. He explains he understands that Julie doesn't like Gabby, but you know, Gabby went above and beyond in this attempt to find Abigail's body. And Julie tells him it's admirable to see the good in people. And then she goes, but don't ask me to tell you about the time Gabby threw me down the stairs in the hopes of breaking my neck.
Literally, that was such a pivot. She was like talking so nicely to him, and she's like,
Yes.
but actually, wait, so he's like trying to date someone that like tried to kill his Aunt Julie?
Yes. Julie has a justifiable chip on her shoulder about
Mhm.
Gabby, and JJ is like, I don't care, she's hot. And she makes
Yeah.
mole.
Yeah, good mole and likes red wine.
And really likes red wine. But yeah, she's like, don't ask me. And he's like, okay, I won't. And it's just really awkward.
The silence and the slow pan out.
Yes. So Julie changes the subject. She just apologizes that they weren't able to recover Abigail's body, but she thinks they found a wonderful way to honor Abigail's memory. Kind of a mini cliffhanger at the end of that scene.
Mhm.
Back in the graveyard, of course, it's not Abigail or Abigail's ghost coming out of the bushes. It's Kat with this weird beige leather jacket draped over her shoulders.
Okay, if we're talking about her outfit, I will give you a peek behind the curtain of my brain is when he
Please.
said something about this, that they had a memorial. My first thought was like, gasp, she wore white to a memorial? And then I realized that that's the rule for weddings and not for like funerals. And I like literally was like immediately hated her because she wore white to a funeral. So
So
it's not even the funeral. He's just there at night at the grave after the memorial. But
this bitch had the audacity to wear white at a funeral, at a
like, she was
makeshift
very
memorial.
late to a funeral.
And she missed it, in fact. I just couldn't get over it's snowing. It's like
Yeah.
December in Illinois. She's
Yeah.
wearing not only just a
Like a
leather
pleather.
jacket,
Yeah.
a pleather jacket draped over her shoulders. What?
Or like a really thin white button-up shirt. Like
Yes.
that's not warm.
This
That's
is not winter weather appropriate.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So Kat, apologizes for intruding. Chad lets her know that he, Jack and Jennifer, who were Abigail's parents, and JJ, Abigail's brother, who's currently with Julie, they all just had an impromptu memorial for Abigail and buried some mementos. Except he really does say mementos, which is not the
He
word.
really emphasizes
He
the
did.
mo
He
on that.
said, like, we're burying mementos. I was like, oh, tough.
I did not catch that one.
I also was just like, surely you can't do that in an active graveyard, for lack
Yeah,
of
I
a
feel
better
like-
word. But
Yeah, you have to like do that when you. I guess they didn't really actually bury a body though, right? Because they don't have a body. They just
No.
buried that instead, right?
no, but like, I don't think you can just dig and bury other
No.
stuff in a graveyard because there are other bodies there. You would have to do
Yeah,
that in
that's-
like a park.
Yeah, or like get permission from the like have them
Or
dig
get a
the grave for
permit.
you. Yeah, permit. Where's your permit,
Come
sir?
on. Yeah, this is where my mind goes when I watch this show. Do they have a permit for that? Kat awkwardly sort of just pays her respects and apologizes for intruding and tries to leave, but Chad stops her and the music shifts. And he's like, I'm actually glad you're here. And we come back from commercial and he's like, I just wanted to know if there are any updates about your mom. And I'm like, oh, how benign. Like, we really
Yeah,
thought this was
right?
dramatic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kat's mom is being held in Vancouver. Since Kat's been back in Salem, she's reunited with her younger siblings, Aaron and Felicity, as herself because, like,
Hmm.
this whole time she's been pretending to be Abigail. So, she did actually have full facial reconstructive surgery because her siblings also didn't recognize her.
And she didn't make her look like Abigail. Like she went through
Correct.
the whole thing and they didn't just make her
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
She's like, it's been great. I got to reunite with my siblings. And then she's like, and also I saw Mark, the ominous underscoring kicks in. She
Music
goes,
cue.
you remember my older brother who tried to kill you?
I really was like when she said, "I saw dot 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 Mark," and then the music changes. Just like, oops! I make it so
Mark.
excited.
My favorite is just, yeah, like, you remember, of course, my
Yeah,
brother who tried to kill you.
yeah. How could you forget?
How could you forget? And Chad smirks.
Classic Chad.
A classic Chad. So now this, how I described him as a mop-headed teen boy in an almost fully unbuttoned shirt and overcoat
Hmm.
comes over to Tate's.
Yep, I have very similar notes on him.
This is Kat's previously mentioned younger brother, Aaron, not the almost killer brother, their brother and sister. I just can't get over this outfit.
Yeah, it's also remember winter
Winter,
and
and
lots
he's,
of buttons, and I think each scene he takes another button down. Like
yeah,
every time he's back on, he's like slowly undressing.
I can see his entire sternum,
Hmm.
which is not, I don't think, appropriate for a high school aged
Hmm. Hmm.
teenager, but that maybe that's just me being a prude. Aaron was also in the group project TM. Like, I'm like, the group
But
project.
he didn't get a make out when they got an
No,
A.
he just got to jump up and
Unfortunately,
down and celebrate. So
yes,
yeah,
very, very happy.
he comes in and Tate gets to share the good news that they got an A on the group project. And this means Aaron passed the class. So Aaron frankly did have, I think, the highest stakes going into
Hmm.
the group
And
project.
probably did the least amount of work because that's what how that usually works. Is the
Because
person who needs it the most does literally nothing.
Emily, that's exactly right. Oh my God. So yeah, they're celebrating in a non-makeout way, in a bro-y friend way that they got an A on
Hmm.
the project.
And has to give her full credit though. He's like, we wouldn't have gotten this without Holly.
He does. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he shouts out
Hmm.
Holly and all her work. Speaking of Holly, we're in the Horton Town Square, which is the name of the town square of this town. So it's all decked out for Christmas. Holly has all her bags. She runs into Leo Stark, who is one of my favorite characters on Days of
Love,
Our Lives.
love Leo.
Obsessed with this
Instantly
guy.
obsessed.
He's always got a lot going on.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, they do this weird back and forth about it being Christmas and her name being Holly. And I'm just like,
We
we
get
get
the
it.
origin of her name. We get a lot of origins of names in this episode. Like with
We
Doug
do.
later, it's like
Yes.
from my husband's second, whatever, whatever. Like it's like we don't know a lot of character development. We at least know why they're named what they're named.
It's so true.
Holly, because she was born on Christmas Eve.
There you go. Holly asks Leo if he's Christmas shopping, and here we get Leo's entire life story. He's been very good, but also naughty, but self-aware about how selfish and horrible he's been. But, it's attributable to him having the meanest mother on God's green earth. That is a direct quote.
My notes for that were self-aware naughty king. That's what I wrote. I don't really remember what it's for, but I do now that you say it.
That
It's
is
coming back to
this.
me.
So yeah, Leo's saying all these bags are for him because he doesn't really have any friends, but he's working on being a better person. So maybe he'll have some by next Christmas.
Year plan for one friend.
Self-aware naughty king might be the title of this episode.
Oh, I hope so. Literally, he's just like, yeah, I just know I'm not a good person, but I'm working on it. It's like, that's all you can do. That's all you can
Literally,
do.
him saying, I'm working on it, so maybe I'll have friends by next Christmas is so insane
Yeah.
to me.
Bad.
Holly, meanwhile, can't miss an opportunity to brag about Tate being her boyfriend. So she's just like holding her bags and she goes, well, this is a gift for Tate. I really want our first Christmas together to be special. Brag. I'm like, this man doesn't have a single friend.
Yeah, and you're like out here bragging about your
Ugh.
really, really, really healthy relationship.
truly, as we'll find out.
Hmm.
So back at Gabby's, we're getting more excellent beverage acting. They're really using these drinks at the table, her and Javi.
I think they're getting more full. I don't actually think they're drinking
I
anything. I think they
agree.
just keep topping it off.
Yes. So Gabby insists there's nothing going on with her and JJ, but Javi calls bullshit. She wouldn't risk her life on this mission if she didn't care about JJ. And I also just love it
Mission.
being referred to as a mission.
Oh, this is why I kept thinking she was a detective because I was like, they wouldn't be using this language if she's just like looking for like her
Yes,
boyfriend's sister's body.
there's also, but that is what's happening.
I guess.
So, yeah, Gabby's firm. This whole thing was just about getting back at Clyde, who made her life a living hell while she was in prison. And again, I wrote, can't remember for what, but I do know that was a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Javi just wants to know if JJ and Gabby have history. And then JJ goes, or excuse me, Javi goes, and I sense by your silence and the way your eyes refuse to meet mine that I might be on to something.
The lines that they wrote for this character do not really reflect what I expect this character to be saying. Like a lot of
Just
them, I'm like, could guess what their next line is going to be, and I'm like thinking, and then it's just like out of left field what
nope,
they write for
wouldn't,
him.
yeah, wouldn't
Yeah,
have guessed that. This is one of those lines that's like Shakespearean to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Like just, and I sense by the way your eyes refuse to meet mine.
yeah,
What?
yeah. Drama.
Drama. Meanwhile, JJ is talking to Julie about how grateful his parents are that Julie let them rebury her grandma Alice's time capsule box to honor Abigail. So this was we're closing the loop on the
Yes,
memorial service.
yes, got it.
Yeah, so this was in a previous episode. They like dug up this time capsule and I guess decided to rebury it in Abigail's honor. Julie assures him it's what Alice would have wanted. It was filled with all the special things from Alice's life, and now it has things from Abigail's life too. And again, in another hard pivot, Julie's like,
Hmm.
except my grandmother's diamond necklace, which has been stolen, and God only knows by who.
Yes, and then like the like the camera pan over to Doug or Doug Jr. or
Yes,
whatever, and the dramatic music, and then the cut to black. It's like
yes.
I think we're supposed to think it's him.
I think he stole it. Yeah.
I think it's him.
Yet another nondescript white man enters. This is,
Hmm.
I'm calling him Doug Jr. So we all know he stole it. It's abundantly clear to everyone except Julie and JJ.
Hmm.
Back at Gabby's, Javi's now gloating about like being right, about there being a spark between her and JJ. Gabby insists they broke up so long ago. It's irrelevant. So we
Hmm.
now have confirmation Gabby and JJ are exes.
Yeah.
Javi brings up Benifer as a template that does not hold up.
Yeah. We got a Columbo reference and a Benifer reference back to back. She's like, okay, Columbo. And then he calls her then Benifer. And I was like, what are we doing? None of these are correct.
Emily, that's called range.
Fair. Fair. You're right.
Clearly, at the time of filming, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez hadn't gotten divorced.
Hmm. It's still a thing. What a time.
Javi insists the sparks must have been flying on this dangerous mission to a distant land. And I'm like, they went to Vancouver. Like, everyone, let's just dial it back a notch. Gabby mentions, they were barely alone together in their hotel room. And Javi is just rabid at the thought of them
It's like
sharing a
one
bed.
bed, one bed, one room. That means one bed. He's like freaking out.
Gabby gives the least believable delivery of nothing happened between us, all smirky. And Javi adds that she must have wanted it to, and she smiles over her incredibly full wine glass.
Still full.
They're like doing all the beverage acting, which does not mean taking a sip. Like it's just a lot of like running it under your nose.
Yeah, yeah. It's holding it. It's
Yeah.
pinkies out. Yeah.
Pinkies out, it's pinkies up. So now, back at Julie's, Julie introduces JJ to Doug, her husband's grandson and namesake. Yes, this is Family History 101. So Doug Doug Jr. showed up the day Doug Sr. was buried and was like, I am your long lost, like I was Doug's long lost grandson. Like Doug, I guess, had an estranged son who then had Doug Jr. and named
Was he
him
Doug the
Jr.
third? Junior
No.
Junior?
I don't know if that
Skipped a
counts as a
generation?
junior if it skips a generation, or do you
Hmm.
just start over and you're Doug
Probably just
Williams?
new Doug.
New
Just a new
Doug.
Doug.
I should call him New Doug.
Good, good, good. New Doug.
So, yeah, I said, boy, if it's not like looking in a mirror with these two, JJ and Doug facing off. I'm just like,
Truly.
wow, like
Yeah.
they didn't even try to give one of you like a different haircut.
Yeah, no,
It's
nothing.
like the Parent Trap up in
Yeah, they're like,
here.
if we say their names enough and their country of origin and they're like, and like how we know each other, then they'll know instead
Yeah.
of just making them look slightly different. That would
Right.
help.
Right. So, yeah, JJ politely offers to show Doug around Salem since he's new in town, and Doug politely says that'd be great. And then JJ, I think, does the incredibly heinous thing of saying, well, we could do it right now if you have time. Like,
Hmm.
can you imagine just someone being like, oh, let me show you around town right now?
Right now.
Great.
Yeah, let's go.
And Doug is just like, oh, sure. Okay, yeah. And then JJ's like, wait, give me a second. Tell me more about this stolen necklace, Julie. And I'm like, don't offer to leave
Yeah,
now with me if you don't have time. What
yeah.
are we
You still gotta
doing?
talk about this necklace.
Yeah, he's like, before I go, tell me about this necklace. And Doug does not respond. We get like a
Mm-mm.
very tight close up on
Close up.
him
Yeah.
giving nothing.
Hmm.
Back in the square, more Leo and Holly goodness. They do a pig Latin bit for some reason.
Oh, I hated this.
This was
I
really
could
bad.
not understand what she was saying. I rewound it like 4 times to try to
It
figure out
was,
what her response to him was.
it was crazy.
And
No,
the
I
fact that
couldn't
he had
figure
to
it out either.
explain what pig Latin he said something, and then she was like, "Huh?" And he's
Yes.
like, "It's pig Latin. All the cool kids are doing it." And then she like just responds in it. I'm like, if you know how to speak pig Latin, why are you asking what he's doing?
Well, I think clearly she's taken aback that an adult man is
Yeah,
speaking to
that
her
it's
in
that.
pig Latin in
Yeah,
at
and
the
then
time, the year 2024.
he does specifically say it's super annoying if it's overused. Not just it's annoying in general, just like if you do it too much,
I love
it's
that.
annoying.
I love that he's like, this is my chance to get pig Latin in without it being really annoying.
Slip this in real quick.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He just, yeah, he does the craziest stuff. So he's like, I was trying to be subtle asking about Tate's present because like Tate and Holly used to be like a secret relationship.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so then Leo's like, oh, I can hang on to Tate's gift until good King Wenceslas looks down upon the feast of Stephen.
Is that just Christmas? Why did you just say until Christmas?
When people start asking me, like, what are you doing for the holidays? I'm going to be like, well, we're going down to South Carolina until the day after good King Wenceslas looks down upon the feast of Stephen. And then we're flying back to
Good,
New York.
good, 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 good. That's the only way to say it from now on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was a little confused with him throwing that in there.
He does so much wordplay that, like, you
Yeah.
lose the thread.
I had to Google a couple things he said in this episode. We also get a coming out of the closet joke, which was like not really. I didn't feel
Oh,
like it actually was right. Like
no, because he's talking about, like, oh, you and Tate
their
you've come out
relationship.
of the closet. And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
I was like, I don't think you're using that in the right context,
no, you're
sir.
definitely not. But
Yeah.
yeah, Holly explains her and Tate's relationship isn't a secret anymore. Holly and Tate had been sneaking around, but then they broke up and Tate started dating this girl, Sophia. But then it became clear
Ugh.
that, Tate was still hung up on Holly. And Leo very inappropriately asks this teenager for more details. And Holly awkwardly divulges that Tate said Holly's name while he and Sophia were hanging out.
Oh,
You're so uncomfortable.
air quotes of the century there.
And then, still very inappropriately, Leo puts it together that this teen said another teen's name during sex with a third teen. And I'm like, sir, you
Yeah.
can't be, you must
Stop.
remove yourself.
Yeah. He did say in flagrante, which I did have to Google. Well, I was like, what does that mean? Like, this man, his vocabulary is bad and good. Like, it's Pig Latin and in
Once
flagrante.
again, range.
Yeah,
I
range.
mean, you never know. He's keeping you on your toes of what he's going to say.
Yeah, he's a lot. Love his outfit though.
Love,
Patterns on
I
patterns,
mean,
sweater vest.
really keeping it dynamic in his role.
I That's a good one.
So yeah, Leo once again inappropriately shares, "Oh, the same thing happened to me, except someone was yelling, 'I wish you were Justin Theroux.'" Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, he needs to stop talking to little kids about sex. I
About
think is
sex.
and in Pig Latin, both.
Yeah, both
Maybe stop.
things. Yeah, if it's a child young enough for you to talk Pig Latin to, you probably shouldn't be talking to her about
That's
sex.
how you know if you can talk about sex with someone. If they don't respond to you in Pig Latin, then you don't
Yeah,
get to talk to them about it. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So, regardless, Tate and Holly are back together, and Leo says he's so happy for her, but she should enjoy it while it lasts. And Holly is taken aback. Now Tate and Aaron are hanging out. They're just still riding the high off the A
Mm-hmm.
from this group project.
Shirts unbuttoned a little lower. Take back.
We've lost a button. I think we have a bowl
Mm-hmm.
of popcorn at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're settling in for maybe a movie night. And they're just talking about how great Holly is, how much work she did on the project. Tate's just so happy that they're back together, and Aaron is happy for them. And then the music changes. And
Hmm.
I really thought Aaron was about to confess his love for Tate in this
Me
moment
too. I thought
because
that's why
of,
the shirt was coming
yeah,
off.
because of how low the buttons were and how
Yeah.
dramatic the music got, and
Yep.
Aaron's whole energy when he
Uh-huh.
looks at Tate and goes, "Tate, there's something I have to tell you." And like, then we leave that scene. Like, that's the cliffhanger. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
well, hopefully he doesn't pull out a knife the next time we see them. But it's
Truly.
giving killer energy. But we're going to go back to the graveyard because I was going to say, remember their actual almost killer brother, Mark? Like, that's the,
My other brother who tried to kill you.
yes, exactly. So Kat's, telling Chad that Mark is out of jail, but she assures Chad that Mark isn't going to be a danger to anyone. She explains that they couldn't really keep him for very long because Mark tried to kill Chad in France, so they couldn't like charge him for it in Salem. And Chad's like, well, he did switch the DNA results that made us all think you were my dead wife, Abigail. And she's like, oh, yeah, that he is going to
That
prison for.
small piece that we did forget to mention.
Right. That.
But like 18 months, she said, right?
Yeah,
That's not really
something
that
like that.
long.
No, but I guess like DNA test fraud probably it's like somewhere between like Grand Theft Auto and
Murder?
manslaughter.
Yeah. That sounds right.
So Kat explains that, she's taking her siblings up to Vancouver to visit their mom. And so she's there to say goodbye. And Chad peers at her inscrutably. And we get a commercial break. And we come back from the commercial break, and Chad just goes, "So this is goodbye?" And I'm like, yeah, she just said that.
They have to remind us what the last thing that she said was. It's kind of like a callback there.
It's so funny. It's sometimes, yeah, just thinking about like if there hadn't been a commercial break there, her being like, "So I came to say goodbye. So this is goodbye."
Yeah, right. When they cut when we cut out the commercial.
And yeah, Kat doesn't know what the future holds, so she's just got to be there for Aaron and Felicity. Plus, after pretending to be part of Chad's family for so many months, she's just happy to be back with her own family. And right around the holidays, God love it. Now we're going back with Gabby and Javi, and I said we should play a drinking game with them and the word assume. We're about to hear the word assume
Yes.
24 times.
An absurd amount.
So Javi's going to assume Gabby wanted something to happen while she and JJ shared that one bed. And Gabby says he would be assuming wrong. And Javi asks if he can at least assume this guy JJ is attractive. And Gabby goes, I might have an old pic of him on my camera.
Camera phone.
An old pic.
Yeah. And when we get the pic later, it is like a headshot or
They always
like a
do
mug
this.
shot. Like it's very zoomed in.
They always use like headshots of the actors that are like clearly posed headshots.
Why
It's
would
so
someone on her
funny.
phone?
And like they put like a filter on it. I think it's like a
Mhm.
sepia toned
Sepia tone.
picture.
Yep.
And it's like a baby faced picture of JJ.
You
And
did say it's an old pic?
It's an old pic, I guess.
Hmm.
So Gabby shows Javi the picture. Javi insists he's so hot, which is not, I mean, no disrespect to this man, but like that baby face picture of him, I would not immediately be like, that's the hottest man I've ever seen.
But if we remember Javi and Leo, right? So
Yes.
like, and they all
So
do kind of look the same. So that's his type, is just the white man of this show.
the baby face white man
Hmm.
of this show. Yeah, totally. That's
Hmm.
fair. Javi's like, he's so hot. What's stopping Gabriella from getting her groove back?
Getting her groove back is a crazy way to say that. Yeah. Well, I love Javi. But again, the writers continue to surprise me with what they throw his way.
So now we get a shot that's like really weird for this show. The picture on Gabby's phone fades into
Yes.
JJ at Julie's.
In his actual real face. It was
Yes.
like, I was like, this is helping me connect the dots.
Oh
This
my
is my
God.
red string. Thank you. They helped.
Thank you, editors. JJ's very concerned with Julie, who's now at the end of a clearly very long story about the necklace being stolen.
Doug's just standing there like, "Merp."
Nobody check my pockets. Everyone assumes Julie's brother Stephen stole the diamond necklace because Stephen has a checkered past. Plus, he was seen talking to Leo Stark in the town square, so that seals it.
Yeah, bad guy.
Doug is confused about who Leo is, and Julie explains he's a local ne'er-do-well, which is my favorite way anyone's ever been described. He's a local ne'er-do-well. And, Leo once stole Abigail's jewelry and tried to sell it. So now everyone has decided that there's no other reason anyone would be talking to Leo unless he was fencing stolen goods.
That's a really good conclusion to jump to.
Yeah, I'm like, the jewelry theft happened so long ago. It's not like Leo is a jewel thief. Like
Yeah, now he's a front for selling jewelry too. Like, not
Right.
just that he steal it, now he's like a dealer. Like,
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. So yeah, they're talking about how anyone who's with Leo is selling stolen goods. Doug Jr.'s jaw drops slightly, which I think is supposed to indicate that he is having an idea.
He's like, wait a minute. A little light bulb moment.
Meanwhile, Holly's with Leo in the square, and I'm like, nobody's assuming Holly's a jewel thief.
He's talking to him.
He's
Yeah.
a functioning member of society. Like, Julie just has this thing about
Well,
like,
he is using Pig Latin in regular speech, so functioning is maybe generous, but
that's a good point. Thank you.
let's bring us back.
A wide definition of functioning
Yes,
member of
that's fair.
society. Holly's still, taken aback that Leo would imply her relationship with Tate isn't going to last. And Leo assures her he's just, been there, done that. For example, he met this amazing guy, Javi, and they had a great date and had great sex. Stop talking to this child about sex.
You really can't.
And he's like, "Ugh, but it was all a fairy tale." I'm going to say an insane sentence to you, and then I'm going to break down what it means. Leo goes, "In a nutshell, I accused him of stealing my old identity of Lady Whistleblower to blog spoilers for Body and Soul, to which he took great offense, which was understandable because apparently he did none of the above, and now we're through."
Yeah, I have a lot of question marks for
So,
that sentence.
yeah, Leo did have a checkered past as a jewel thief, but he then turned his life around and ran a successful column in the newspaper. It was a gossip column, and he referred to himself as Lady Whistleblower.
Right.
I know, it's pretty bad.
A choice for a name. I mean,
It
it's
is a
good.
choice. It was post Bridgerton. We were
Yeah.
doing Lady Whistledown, but like Whistleblower, I'm like, is not what we want for that. So he used to have this column where he gossiped about people, but now he is the head writer of a soap opera that they are making in the soap opera.
Love that little nesting doll moment.
Body and Soul is the name of the show. But then like someone started posting spoilers under the name Lady Whistleblower. So Leo's like, not only is my identity being stolen, my plot lines I'm writing are being stolen and published. So he accused
Wow.
Javi of doing it because they had like just started dating when it happened.
Mhm.
And Javi was understandably offended. And that was the end of their relationship. Leo tried to apologize, but Javi couldn't get over it. And then Leo just goes, "Ugh, God, I hope the same thing doesn't happen to you."
That's so crazy. That's such a specific situation. And I'd be like, Hope it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
I guarantee it won't.
Yeah. Okay, so back with Aaron and Tate. Aaron just wants to tell Tate he's leaving town to visit his mom in Vancouver, and he probably won't be back till after winter break.
I have to tell you something. I'm going to see my mom. Like,
In Vancouver.
the drama.
And Tate's just like, oh, amazing. Well, man, God love you. Hope you have fun with your mom. And, they have a bro moment. Aaron gets up to leave. We're not watching a movie. We're not eating the popcorn we pulled
Nope,
out.
just time to go.
Tate wishes Aaron a happy Hanukkah. Aaron wishes Tate a Merry Christmas. It's a beautiful
We
moment.
learned that he's Jewish.
I know.
was like,
I did not know this.
happy Hanukkah. Love that.
Tate gives Aaron a firm pat on the back as he leaves and gazes off. I'm like, I was so taken by this moment because some people give us nothing in these tales. And people like Tate in this scene are giving so much that I'm like, what is he thinking about?
Like, people too much.
Yeah, I'm distracted.
A lot. Yeah.
It's
like
sweet
making
spot.
us think there's way more to it than his friend just leaving to go see his mom in Vancouver for the break. Yeah.
Exactly. Back with Leo, Holly's like, so you're telling me not to accuse Tate of being Lady Whistleblower? Got it.
Good.
Leo then tells her he's always been rooting for her and Tate. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't have teens in my life whose sex lives I'm rooting
You're
for.
like really invested in their relationship.
No.
Yeah.
But what Leo's gleaned from his work as head writer for a soap opera, whenever two star-crossed lovers get their stars uncrossed, that's when the hard part starts. Like,
mean.
I've never thought about stars getting uncrossed. Leo just doesn't this is crazy. Leo just doesn't want Holly to be so distracted by the sunshine that she doesn't see the storm clouds before the lightning bolt hits her and fries her heart to a crisp.
Good. It's honestly a good thing for all of us to be looking out for.
Everyone, just don't forget, don't be so distracted by the sunshine that you don't see the storm clouds until the lightning bolt strikes you and burns your heart to a crisp. And I've said, and
your heart
I've said
specifically.
that. Yes, I've said that
And I've
a
said
million times. And then he's like, Merry Christmas, Holly. And he saunters away. And Holly is just a shell. She doesn't know what to make of this.
A lot to process.
Back at Julie's, Doug Jr. is now really in a hurry to leave. He and JJ are going to have to postpone their tour of Salem. JJ's still not done talking about the necklace. He's confused why Julie hasn't called the police. But Julie feels like it's not worth turning in her own brother. And she goes, I mean, he's my grandmother's grandchild too.
That is how family works. That is how relationships work.
I love it. So yeah, JJ's concerned face fades back into the JJ picture on Gabby's phone.
Incredible editing.
Stunning.
Back and forth through the phone picture.
They should honestly start like actually putting animated like red strings between people as they edit.
Really
that would be good.
Me. Yeah.
So back with Javi, Gabby casually drops that, JJ did say something about getting together now that they're back in Salem. But if he's interested, he'll call. And Javi is not buying this trad wife nonsense and wants Gabby to make the first move. So he grabs Gabby's phone and lifts it high in the air so she can't reach, like a dog. Like, I'm just like, what?
The choice. It worked.
And he sends a text. He hands the phone back with a smile, and Gabby sinks and she's pissed. And she goes, what did you do? I am obsessed with how Days of Our Lives does text message exchanges, like the animated
the little bubble
pop up.
Yes,
so funny.
Great. Also, he typed a pretty long thing for as quick as he typed it. Fast fingers.
And for doing it above his head. That's
not
impressive.
Even looking. Yeah,
that is impressive now that I think about it. So JJ gets a text. He looks at his phone and it's a text from Gabby asking him out to grab a drink. And he smiles and just does nothing else. Still in the graveyard, Chad assures Kat that, he's actually happy for her, that the whole Vancouver ordeal really put into perspective how much her family has been through. Because Chad, obviously, when he found out that Kat had been impersonating his dead wife back from the dead, was pretty pissed at her. Understandably pissed. So Kat's really taken aback that he has, turned a corner, and she's very grateful and very apologetic. Even though Clyde didn't give her a choice, she wishes she could take it all back. Because basically, yeah, Clyde was like, Kat, you have to impersonate Abigail or else I kill your mother, who I have hostage.
Yikes.
It was all, oh, it was so bad.
This is a lot.
They do this weird, like, I guess this is goodbye forever moment, and Kat leaves. We come back from the commercial. We're always leaving and returning to Chad in the commercial breaks. I don't know what it is.
Did Chad and Kat have a history? They're making it seem like they like each other.
I think they're teeing it up. So we are going to get that in a second. Like Kat clearly has conflicting feelings for Chad. Yeah. And I think they're teeing up that something could be there for them in the future.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so we come back to Chad. He's, just shivering in the cold and talking to Abigail in the heavens. And he wishes he could stay out here all night. But he looks out at this angelic statue behind him and goes, wherever you are, I love you. Good night. And he shuffles off sadly, brokenhearted. Buddy. Meanwhile, Kat stops to have a flashback because you cannot walk and flashback at the same time. It's very dangerous.
To freeze.
We get a gauzy, echoey flashback. This was them in Vancouver. Kat's pouring her heart out to Chad about how awful she feels about everything he's been through, and she'd do anything to make it better because, God, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I still care about you, Chad. Dun, dun, dun.
Still.
She was trying to get him to fall in love with her. When she was pretending to be Abigail. Like she was like, we're going to be together, but it was for nefarious reasons. But she was starting to have real feelings.
Yeah.
As one does in
this
situation.
Does when you're pretending to be your friend's wife that's dead, that looks completely different.
And if I had a nickel for every time it happened to me, I'd be a rich woman.
2 nickels.
So Kat snaps out of her flashback thanks to Aaron walking up with his coat on and hopefully a couple buttons buttoned up. Neither of them are dressed for the winter. I can't deal with it. They head off to get Felicity, but the ominous music plays and Kat heaves a sigh. You can tell she is unsettled. Okay, home stretch. Gabby is mortified that Javi sent the text. He's obviously wrong about JJ's feelings. JJ hasn't even responded. And Javi's like, give it a second.
30 seconds. Chill.
JJ is literally, we cut back to Julie's. He's still just staring at the screen, smiling. Like he hasn't even had a chance to respond.
Yeah.
Julie asks him about the text and he plays it off as a work thing because obviously Julie would not approve. And he sips his tea with a smug grin. Back at Gabby's, she's fully crashing out, assuming she'll never see JJ again, when a text comes in and Javi delivers a devious, "It's JJ, isn't it?" And the text just says, "Sounds great. How about tonight?" Once again, he's just like a menace for like, let's hang out right now.
Very last minute plans. He's nothing going on. He's like, I'm free now. Are you free now? How about now?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of those tales where like Javi's doing too much, where like she reads the text and there's no more dialogue. The camera's still on them and Javi's like playing how excited
his
he is.
Face says so much.
And it just really highlights how long those moments are. I'm just like, this was too long. So now Leo's in his room at the Salem Inn. He lives in a hotel. Obviously, that's his vibe. He's going over all the gifts he bought for himself. He has the ugliest lemon lime sweater I've ever seen in my entire life.
So bad.
He holds it up to himself. He's like, what was I thinking buying this?
Terrible colors for me.
And then he goes, it would look great on Javi. And I'm like, that's offensive.
Yeah, that would not look good on anyone.
No.
It looked like a Sprite can.
Literally. So before Leo can get too emo about Javi, there's a knock at the door. He opens it up and it's mildly Southern nondescript white man Doug Jr. At least like the way Leo dresses, you see him and you're like, gay. But like, yes. It's like, again, it's just like 2 nondescript white men talking in a doorway.
Yep.
Leo understandably asks who Doug is, and Doug responds vaguely, "Someone who needs help selling this," and pulls out the diamond necklace. Finally, Holly calls Tate to make sure he likes blue. Like, can you imagine receiving a text or a call that's just like, I just wanted to make sure you like blue, right?
And then he looks down at his shirt, like thinking, and his shirt is blue, and he's like, yeah, I do. Like he had to think about it. And he's like, wait, I am wearing a blue shirt. That must mean I like it.
That's so funny.
Big brains.
I also just can't, this is so dumb, but like in future episodes, it's revealed like the gift Holly got Tate were concert tickets. So I'm like,
Nothing to do with blue.
what the fuck is blue?
He's like, I just need an excuse to call him. Let me call him, ask if he likes the color blue.
Well, and she like patted the bag and was like, this gift is for
Perfect.
Tate. And I'm like, what the fuck, blue? You didn't give him anything.
Where are you buying concert tickets at a mall too, or a square or whatever? Like physical concert tickets from the town square.
In ye old town square.
Yikes.
So yeah, whatever. She's calling to make sure he likes blue. Away in a Manger is playing so loudly throughout this scene.
Oh, loud.
They're on the phone. Tate can tell something's wrong. And Holly's just like, oh, nothing. I just ran into Leo. He's a really funny guy, which I think is derogatory. Like that feels like she doesn't know what to make of this gay man. He's really funny. Then Holly just hangs up. She literally just wanted to make sure he liked blue. Then Tate gets another knock at the door. He opens it up. It's dark-haired cool teen Sophia. And you know from the second that he opens the door that she's there to tell him she's pregnant.
It immediately, I was like, she's pregnant.
This is
she's
the international. Yes, this is the international sign of a teen girl in distress, pregnant.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's like, come in. And she walks in, arms crossed, and she turns around and says, I'm pregnant. And Tate gapes, and that's the end of the episode.
Me and Tate sitting there with our jaws on the floor.
Yes.
Never seen this character before,
God.
but I'm invested. So invested in this.
Yes. Any big takeaways? What were your favorite?
Just loved the use of like the changes to the different scenes, like the way that they would like deliver a line, and Julie specifically deliver a line and then like look around the entire room, like do like the sign of the cross with her eyes, and then like it fades out. It was just like I knew that we were leaving this conversation and going to a different plot point because of the way that they like look around the room. Totally. Like I love the use of that and the use of music and like the panning to like make us feel like it's way more dramatic than it is. Like half the time 100%. I was like getting so excited and invested, and then I'm like, oh, he's going to Vancouver for a month. Like they really wanted us to be invested, and we were. And
look, they got me. Oh, it's so funny. I mean, we're going to see, for anyone listening, the next episode I'm going to recap. We're going to come back to some of the, especially the teen drama element of this episode. It's so
I hope there's
crazy.
more Pig Latin for you.
Oh my God, I wish. Actually, no, I don't wish. I don't ever want to hear anyone on this show speak Pig Latin again. This is if anyone on the writing staff of Days of Our Lives is listening, no more Pig Latin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Emily, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. This was so fun.
I'm so glad it was fun. I think, what did we decide was going to be the title of this episode?
Something about self-aware naughty king.
Self-aware naughty king will be the title of this episode. Thanks for listening. Anybody out there listening, if you like the podcast, leave me a rating. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at So Are the Days Podcast. You can follow me on TikTok, Days of Our Live.
That's clever.
Isn't that kind of good? I know.
I don't follow you on TikTok.
I do kind of a mix of like just stuff I think is funny and then stuff about the podcast, which I'm like, probably the podcast should get its own TikTok, but who has the time? Emily, do you want the people to follow you on any socials?
Sure. You want to see my boring life on Instagram? You can follow me. I'm Emily Rhodes, RHODES.
Yes. Emily, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
It was a pleasure, a blast.
We'll see you next time in Salem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.